What's up, everybody? This is your homeboy Piscean Lore, and this is my news segment called Possible Connections. As you can tell by the little thing I got there in the middle. Uh, this episode, my first episode of Possible Connections, I will be attempting to connect this series, Godfather, The Godfather. Hope you're all familiar with The Godfather. It's an awesome trilogy. If you're not familiar with it, please take the time, take a day, and just watch all three. They're all super worth it. They're very good movies. And my purpose here today is to connect The Godfather. It kind of cut off. I didn't realize it was going to do that, but you definitely see what it is with the Predator series. Okay. Now, I have a few things, maybe like one or two, maybe three pieces of evidence I feel connect these franchises together. If you're all familiar with the movie that just came out with called Prey, you may remember. I don't want to really give that away too much. Uh, but Prey has an Easter egg in it, which connects it to the rest of the Predator series. The main piece of evidence here is this. This was first seen in Predator 2, starring Danny Glover. Um, it is the reward he is given by the, elder Predator for defeating the city hunter Yautja. Okay. Um, if you take a look at this, hard to see from there. Hard to see from there. But so here we go. In the comic books, the Raphael Andolini pistol 1715 was awarded to the Predator by the pirate of that name for helping him defeat a mutinous crew that were attempting to steal a church treasure for themselves, and the Captain Raphael Andolini, had no intention of allowing them to do that. And after slaying many crewmates himself, he was joined in the battle by the Predator to defeat nearly the remainder of the crewmates before the captain was shot by a crewmate in hiding, delivering him a fatal blow. The Predator finishes off this final crewmate, and with his dying breath, Raphael gives the pistol to the Predator. And in return, the Predator gives, on his death, like in his grave, the Predator sees honor in Raphael and sees it through to bury him at the end. And in his grave, he tosses his own weapon in return for the weapon he was given by Raphael. He tosses his own weapon to Raphael's grave. Okay. Now, beyond the fact that it had no purpose in Prey, we're not going to focus on that. That's not what this video is not for, that, because it's it makes the timeline wonky. It screws up almost everything. So my purpose here today is to connect this series with this series. This series. This series. So, like I said, the captain's name, Raphael Andolini. Okay. Now, through my research, I've discovered that Italian last names are actually very important to the family in which they belong. I like to say 80% of the time, if you share a common last name with someone else, it's highly likely that you're actually related. Now, that being said, the Godfather, who people famously know as Vito Corleone, his birth name is actually Vito Andolini. Now, Vito Andolini was born. Let me give you some back facts here. because the pistol is dated for 1715. Vito Andolini. Vito Vito Andolini was born. I'm having such a hard time finding this. Okay, so Vito Andolini was born in 1887. Okay, okay, so it's like the distance here, the connection here. It seems like for me, it's like it's the gap is smaller. Okay, so uh, his father. It doesn't really give a birthday for his father. His father, Antonio Andolini, died in 1901 along with his mother and his brother. They were all killed by a local mafia chieftain. Okay, now what strikes me really hard is the extent that this mafia chieftain went to eradicate this particular family. The Andolinis apparently were known to be courageous people and were not exactly the type to be subjugated or treated unfairly uh, by anyone. So they showed courage and bravery, and I believe this is something that descends that's held through their bloodline. Okay, so and apparently the mafia chieftain seen something in the family to exterminate them the way he did. So he murders the father initially for standing up to him. Then he murders Vito's, the Godfather. He murders Vito's older brother, Paolo, for seeking revenge on the mafia chieftain. So he's murdered, and his mother takes Vito to see the mafia chieftain personally, and she's pleading with him for her son's life. She says, "Please spare me my son. He's all I have left. He's slow and dim-witted. He'll never do any harm to you. You have nothing. You never have anything to fear. Just let me have my son. He's all I have left." And he stands up. He looks her in her eyes. He says, "But when he grows, he'll grow strong, and then he'll come for revenge." And she once again begs her, "Please, please, Don Chicho, please spare me my son." And he says no. And she herself draws a knife from her clothing in an attempt to take the mafia chieftain's life for not answering her plea. And she's murdered, and Vito is able to escape this assassination attempt, um, in which he's able to escape to America and become the Godfather we all know and love. Now, the comic here depicts, like I say, Raphael Andolini uh, as the owner and the primary combatant of the Predator during this time. I thought that was really interesting that was his name. I couldn't believe his name was Andolini. Like it was like too good to be true. Now, in doing a little bit of a research on the family name of Andolini, I actually found some very interesting things. Uh, I actually found some very interesting things as far as the meaning of the name. Um, the meaning of given name Andolini represents compassion, creativity, reliability, generosity, loyalty, and a love for domestic life. Um, it's very interesting. It says it is the fund. Mm, that's not the one I wanted. Where is it? Okay. So it says in the case of the name Andolini, the first vowel is A. The life lesson calls attention to this person relying on kindness and gentleness with others and themselves, whilst the life challenge touches upon fighting for time to pursue their creative ideas. And the spirituality charge is very high. Thought that was very interesting. Blessed careers, biomedical sciences, accountancy, financial services are similar. Um, it's very interesting. And then it breaks down the letters in the name independently. But the one I saw that was very interesting, the section I saw that was very interesting is that it had the name bore a high uh, destiny, right? It's a high spiritual, like you said, high spiritual charge connected to the name. This is a it's a I don't want to bash over importance because it was just this one member of their family who I believe did battle with the predator. But if you take that into account, that he was a pirate captain and he did battle with his own crew because it was a, even though you got to think at the time too that, like I said, that he's a pirate. 1715, the crew goes mutinous trying to steal a church treasure. He was righteous enough not to allow them to do it, and defends it with his life, defends what he believes in with his life. For me, it's not too far of a stretch for 100 or so years later, his descendants will go through the trauma that they do with the mafia chieftain, escape to America, the new world, essentially, and then build this elaborate crime family, right? This elaborate business of fruition, of criminal fruition, that they are at the forefront of. They sit at the head of these tables. You know what I mean? It's just, it's too coincidental to be a coincidence. But let me know what you think about that. Do you think that The Godfather is a connection to the Predator through the Raphael Andolini pistol? If you do, send me a comment in the messages, and I'll be sure to get back to you. If you like this video, I'll be sure to do more. I really have fun with the research on this one. It's a lot of fun just to have something spark in my head like that, and to, track it down and really see if I can find out more about it. If you haven't seen the movie Prey, check it out. If you ever seen Predator 1 or 2, I highly recommend you see that. I highly recommend you watch it in the order of Predator 1987, Predator 2, watch Predators starring Adrian Brody, and then I would watch Prey. I kind of take AVPs as a separate type of deal. It's not, you know what I mean? It's an entertaining watch, but not exactly what the fans were hoping for in terms of real Alien vs Predator, in my opinion. But once again, I'm your host, Piscean Lore, and this is Scorpion Dragon M.P.T, and I hope to see you in the next video. Peace out.